Great rise in the moonlights, beloved. You know what it is. It's your girl, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. It is Melanated Monday. I'm gonna give you all to get in here. I think tonight we will actually have YouTube functioning correctly, so we can go live there as well. So I'm gonna give you all a minute to get in here, so we can have this conversation, have some Q&A perhaps. Hopefully, you all will actively participate in the conversation. So I'm not here talking to myself because y'all know I hate that. So come on in and let's have this conversation. So again, tonight's topic, like I stop saying conversation. Tonight's topic is marriage or the lack thereof in the Black community. We're going to discuss what marriage is and anything attached to it. So I see you. Come on in. Let me know who's there so I can address you properly, please, and thank you. Come on in here. I see you. So I appreciate you. Oh, maybe I should. There we go. Sorry, YouTube. I had the camera covered, so they had no idea what was going on here. Let me move this over here. Can you all see me? Am I clear? Am I clear for Facebook? I don't know. You all got to say something to me. I'm going to give you a minute to get in here so we can get cracking. I'm not knowing if we're going to be here all night or not. I say this every week. So whatever it is what it is. I don't know if I'm early or late or what. All my clocks got different times on them. So one of them is correct. Whichever one. So I'm going to give you a minute to get in here and get it tightened up. Okay. Again, tonight's topic addresses marriage and the lack thereof in the Black community. What is marriage anyway? We're going to have that discussion tonight. Okay. So come on in so we can get started already. In the meantime, let me raise your vibrations just a little bit. Okay. Let's do that. What you're listening to right now is a frequency 432 megahertz is a frequency, natural frequency. Okay, so this is what we're listening to. You're gonna be hearing these sounds from now on. Every time I tell you all to raise your vibration, you don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna help you out. Okay, I'm waiting on people to get in here. I see you, so just let me know who it is so I can address you properly. I appreciate you for being here. We're gonna get started soon, I hope. So just stick around. Also, if you would like to call in and share your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns on the topic, I will be opening the phone lines. The number is 770-906-5271. I think it's a little dark. 770-906-5271. Again, tonight we are discussing marriage and the lack thereof in the Black communities. I don't know what's taking y'all so long to get in here, but I'm going to go ahead and just get started. The reason for the conversation, the topic this evening is because as a relationship counselor, I have come across many couples who are refusing to make it legal. They're refusing to make their union legal. They just rather be together and do what they do. Okay, so you all are coming in a little slowly. So maybe I should wait on you. Who is that? I can't tell who just came in, but I see you. I see a couple people here, but I don't know who you are. So if you would say something to me so I can greet you properly, I would greatly appreciate that. I really hate talking to myself on a platform. What's going on, Julius Bergs? Thank you, loved one. I appreciate you for being here, showing up. Hopefully you'll stay with me. We have a grown folk conversation like I normally do. So hopefully you'll stay with me. Again, what I'm discussing is basically why Black people don't get married, why we're not getting married no more. Okay, like I said, as a relationship counselor, I'm an accountability relationship counselor. And a lot of the couples that I have spoken with, or just people in general that I've spoken with in regards to marriage or the type of relationship that they do have, most of them are not making it legal. They are not in a legal marriage. They much rather just be together, love on each other the way they do, um, live with one another, and whatever, do what they do, and leave it at that. And then you have other people who just look at that like that's the worst possible thing to ever do. Like you should get married if you're gonna live together. That you need to be married. Blah blah blah. Religion comes into effect, and there's all kinds of stuff comes into it. So I want to address it, and I want to hear from you all. Again, I don't want to have this conversation by myself. Okay, I want to address it. There are a few things that need to be, or I think should be brought to our attention as far as what marriage really is as we know it, and what it really is as we don't. Okay, so like I said, when we're talking about people nowadays, and particularly Black people, you don't hear a lot of people, I would say younger Black people anyway, that are looking to get married. It doesn't really even matter like what their economic status is, what their social status is, whatever. A lot of people are just not interested in being married. And at one time, that was like the number one thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like we've always been brought up on you finish school, you go to college, you get a good job, you get a husband or a wife, you have children, you buy a house, you have that whole so-called American dream or whatever. But we have no intention nowadays on living any part of that out. Like that's not even the interest, mostly amongst Black people. We're not talking about that. That's not something that we're interested in. We're not looking to have the standard family, I guess, if you will. The whole marriage and the kids and the white picket fence or the black picket fence, whatever you want to, whatever. Okay, we're not interested in it. We're just more so about getting what it is that we need or we want. Mostly it's been about our finances, making sure that our money is straight. We care about each other, but if you're in my household, that's cool. If you hear it's cool. I don't know if well, I can't even say that this pandemic has really done it because it was going on prior to the pandemic, but we're not interested. And I would like to hear from you all as to why you think we're not. A lot of people are I won't even say being engaged per se, because that's a promise to marry. People are just together forever. Just together. There's no definite title with one another. There's no legal written out commitment with one another. They just together. They do what they do. Some people are in, open relationships. And I don't really care type relationships. As long as he or she bring my money, as long as I'm still getting what I need from him or her type relationships. And they're good with that. And it's a lot of that. Personally, well, I'm not going to be personal. Not just yet. Not that I won't, but just not just yet. It's a lot of that. Okay. My thing is this: when it comes to marriage, we have been given a real informed definition on what that is. I see my girls and come in. That's what's up. It's Keisha and Veronica. Is that Veronica? Hard to tell. But I see you. So thank you for being here. But we have been given some misinformation indeed on what marriage is. We're told that you have to go to a court and file papers and be married under the judge, and you got to wear this type of dress, and you have to have this type of ring, and you have to say these types of vows, and whatever, all of this in order to be married. This is what has been instilled in us forever. That's the only way to be married. um I've been down that road. Okay, I've been married twice. One of those happened just like that. Okay, the whole take it to the court and have the whole wedding, all of that. We did that. Okay, prior to the actual wedding, we were together 11 years. Okay, um when we got married on paper, that changed. That changed some things. So the second time that I was married, it didn't happen that way. We got married according to our contract, a witness, biblical law at the time, Hebraic law, and that was that. That lasted 7 years. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is this. Now, let me put this out here. I am not by any means condemning the traditional style marriage. I'm not condemning it at all. All I'm saying is the way we've been taught to accept marriage is not correct. Okay? It has absolutely nothing to do with signing papers and filing them in a court system and having a judge that whatever. It's got nothing to do with that. Okay. If it, and y'all know I'm not a biblical, I'm not that. Okay. This ain't no religious conversations, but we're gonna do some historics. Okay, let's do some history. Okay, in the times of old. What's going on, Muhammad Shabazz? Thank you for being here, beloved. I appreciate you. In the times of old, when people got married, first of all, they were told they was married. Let's do that. They were told they were getting married, that they were going to be introduced into another family. The families talked with each other. The heads of the families talked with each other based on their status, based on what they had economically, based on their um, their ability to bring up nations, whatever it was, they had something. There was something that they were bringing to each other in order for them to join and be a stronger and powerful force, family, whatever. It was about that. They agreed, y'all, this is meet your husband, meet your wife, y'all do that, make some kids, peace out. Be happy later on if you want to. You and you gotta like each other right now. But this right here, this is what this is right now. Okay, so in the times, in biblical times, also when people got married, there was no judge, there was no paperwork to be signed. This didn't happen. It happened the same way. We're bringing these people together. They're coming together for a reason. Nations are being born. People are becoming rulers. There's a head of something. There is a purpose for this union. Okay. Of course, eventually, they loved one another with feelings. I'm sure some probably went into it with the love for one another in feelings. I'm sure. However, at no time did they go to a court. That's what I'm saying. At no time was it written down on paper and taken to a court and ordered that this is what's happening. People did what they did because that's what they did. They understood the importance of the union. They understood what they could build together, being together, working together. Period. They did that. They had the same mind. They worked to build their households. They worked to build up businesses. They worked to establish whatever it was they were trying to establish. Their witness was the Most High. Period. That's what they needed. The Most High to say, is this cool? You good with this? Bet. Other than that, it wasn't happening. Let me turn this extraness down. Y'all give me a second. This is just too loud. Okay, all that extra stuff just was not going on. Okay, so the way that we've been taught it is based on a business. Now, when I say that to people, there's a problem. People have an issue with me saying marriage is a business. Well, let's talk about it, because the way that it's set up, it's a business. People, as we understand ourselves to be, is not what is the definition when you're dealing with, I won't even say it's not even corporate, but under a different rule, under a different law. We are not what we think we are under a whole different set of rules, okay? And a whole different type of law. We are not what we say we are, what we think we are, okay? According to them, okay? We are, according to them, corporations. We are businesses. This is the reason why all your mail comes in capital letters. Everything that is addressed to you comes in a capital letter form. In order for whatever that thing is to become legitimized, you must co-sign for, you must authorize it by putting your signature that you represent this corporation called you. Okay, so you are a business. Everything about you is about money. Your social security is about money. Your birth certificate is about money. Your marriage record license is about money. Everything has digits attached to it. Everything can be monetized. And because this is because it, oh my God, did I do something wrong? I did. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What did I do? I did. See, this is what happened. I'm doing too much at one time. Too much at one time. I'm so sorry. I done went in here and tried to accept the doggone friend request while I'm live. I'm so sorry. Y'all got to give me a minute. I got to start back over. I apologize. Now I got to wait. I got to wait for y'all to come on back in. I apologize. I don't even know why I did that. Somebody sent me a friend request, and I hit confirm and said just letting it do what it do, and we got thrown off. So I got to give you all a minute to come back in. My bad. So I'm gonna sit here and just be quiet. You made me. It's not your fault though. I thank y'all for coming back in. That was my fault. I did something I knew I wasn't supposed to do. So give me a second. I got a friend request while I was live, and if I answered it, apparently I answered it, so it threw me off. So I appreciate you all for coming back. So I'm gonna wait a minute. Thank you. I answered a friend request. Stupid me, but that's okay because now the person is coming in watching the video, or watching the show. So as I was saying, we are looked at as businesses. We are corporations. I said everything attached to what we do is based on money. It's based on finances. I mentioned the birth certificate, our social security, the marriage license, your mail coming in all capital letters. All these things are indications that you are a business. Okay. What happens when you are married by law? When you go to the courthouse and you sign these papers, you go get a license and blah, blah, blah. What you are doing as a corporation is asking permission to merge your businesses together. As an individual, you are a sole proprietor. You operate as a sole proprietor because it is just you. Everything that you do is about you, for you, because of you. That's it. You are responsible for everything when it's just you. You are a sole proprietor. Okay. When you become married to someone, you are now merging two individual organizations, two businesses, two corporations are now merging into one, which is why the woman usually drops her name and takes on the name of her husband, takes on the name of the dominant corporation. That's why the name change happens. What's going on, George? Thank you for being here, loved one. I appreciate you. This is why the name change happens. So the sole proprietorship that was originally set up has now legally been dissolved. Now it is a merged corporation. So it takes away from her having her own corporation, if you will, to her being servant to, and I'm not trying to throw no shade. I'm just giving you what it is, to her um, becoming a servient corporation to his. Correct me if I'm lying. 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. If you would like to call in and say something, ask a question, correct me, add on, whatever, you're very welcome. Lines are open. 770-906-5271. So again, with the overstanding that we are in the eyes of they, defined as corporations. We are businesses. We're operating as businesses. When you sign papers, when you go and get a marriage license, you are asking for permission to join corporations, to merge. You're asking for permission. So you have to pay a fee in order to change the structure of your business. You have to change, you have to pay a fee to go from sole proprietor to a partnership. Now you have to pay a fee to change the structure. So when you change the structure of your business, you have now also changed how you are categorized according to taxation. Okay. So now you are no longer being taxed as a sole proprietor. Now you're being taxed as a partnership, which is why both people must fill out the same tax form, or you must be on each other's tax form, whatnot, because they need to know how much um, income is actually being generated with this merged corporation. This is important to them. Okay. So, again, I'm not condemning those people who have taken that route, because 90% of the people have taken that route. Some have managed to stay together, some have not. Those who have not have gone through a process called divorce. Okay, so let's talk about divorce. Divorce is a legal um, dissolution of the corporation. It's saying this corporation no longer functions. It's out of business. The corporation is now out of business. I'm sure there's a profit and loss somewhere in these statements. There's got to be a profit and loss. I bet y'all don't even think about that. So for those of you who, and this is just my thoughts, okay, let me make it clear, it's just my thoughts. For those of you who have gone through or are going through a divorce, a dissolution of your corporation, you might want to consider, it's just my thought, on your profit and loss statement. You might want to consider filling that out, actually, because that is what that is. There was a loss there, right? Particularly if someone had to relinquish half. Now, why would that be a thing in a marriage? It's supposed to be about love, right? Wrong. Why does it matter if a person gets half or any percentage in a dissolution of a marriage if it's not considered a business? Why do you have to have a percentage go either way if it's not considered a business? Because it's considered a business. This is why. Profit and losses. It's the business, people. I'm just saying. And speaking of, y'all know I got this book out. I don't have any hand copies available, but you can get your copy still in Kindle version on Amazon. The Business of Marriage, F Your Feelings, the truth about every relationship. If you look that up on Amazon, you'll find it. You can get the Kindle version. Okay, Amazon, the Kindle version of The Business of Marriage, F Your Feelings, the truth about every relationship. It lays out for you the different business structures, business and relationships, any kind, so you can see how they correlate. They go together. Okay. So, again, marriage, the way we have been taught to have it performed, is based on, it's put into my head, maritime law, which is based on business. Business. Okay. I don't know why that came to my mind. Maybe the universe was giving me that, Most High was giving me that, but it's based on business. Okay. It's corporations, two corporations coming together, merging together to function as one. Period. Okay. There's nothing else. My thought, having been married or in a committed union twice, okay, got some understanding, got some overstanding, some understanding, okay, that it does not take paperwork filed in a court system for people to be married. It doesn't take that. What it takes is an understanding, and it can still be a written agreement between the two people. Whatever, however you all decide to do it. It's an understanding between the two people what you are both bringing to and for one another. What are you promising to do with and for one another? Period. What are you doing? What are you going to do? What are you promising? What are you committing yourself to do? These relationships, these contracts definitely need to be witnessed, and they need to be not just by a human being, a person that you know. They need to be witnessed by the Most High. It need to be okay with the Most High. It needs to be honored, and it needs to reflect the Most High. That's what I'm saying. It needs to do that. It shouldn't just be about filing it. Okay. I'm going to be on both sides. I'm going to give you information, my thoughts on both sides. Y'all know how I do. I don't play games. I don't play sides. So when you're dealing with marriage as a business, it's going to be written on paper. It is a contract. The contract is filed in the courts. Okay, money is exchange. It is business and nothing else. Okay, this is where we talked about, where I always talk to you about the F your feelings. Pay attention to the facts. Feelings falsify facts every time. Okay, what you say you're going to do in a contract, that's it. When you read a contract, it tells you everything that is required of you. It tells you everything listed on in the contract. It tells you the terms, the expectation, the fees, the length, whatever. Everything is written out. And then you agree by signing on the line, I agree to accept all of the terms of this agreement. Nowhere is there a clause or an addendum that says anything about your feelings. Okay. Nothing says if you happen to feel a different type of way after you have signed this here contract, then you have the right to get out of it. Negatory. Nothing says that. So if you're going to do this, and this is whether you sign papers or not, if you're going to enter into a contract with somebody, you must know that what you speak out your mouth, what you have committed yourself to do, you are being held accountable for that. That is what you have agreed upon. That is what solidifies the agreement. What you said, if the other person says, okay, you ask somebody to marry you, that's you saying, I'm presenting this. Do you accept these terms? And the individual says, yes, I accept these terms. You are now obligated to maintain those terms. You can't go back and say, you know what, I feel like, don't nobody care how you feel at this point. Okay. It's been spoken. The contract has been laid. It's been done. It's a done deal. Period. People talk about all the time, and I know I'm kind of in and out, but it relates when you get to talking about cheating, why people cheat, and he or she cheated in our relationship, they slept with 100 people. Who cares? Not that I don't. That's not the point. The problem comes in when the cheating, the physical cheating doesn't come in until the contract has been breached. The physical cheating or the infidelity, let me put it that way, the infidelity is the result of the cheating. The cheating happens when somebody has reneged on their part of the contract, when they have not done their part in the contract, when they are not upholding what they said they're going to do in the agreement. That was the cheat. You told me you were going to do blah, 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 and you didn't do that. So you cheated me out of the opportunity of receiving your word in its fullness because you lied. Because you lied in this agreement, it makes this agreement now void. It's null and void because you didn't uphold your part. Okay. So now at this point, if I walk away, and I know somebody gonna take this all wrong, but if you listen to what I'm saying and don't listen because of how you think or how you feel about what I'm saying, just listen to what's being said. So now if I go out and seek what you didn't give me because you promised it, if I seek that from somebody else, you say I'm cheating. Who cheated though? If you said, this is what I'm giving you, this is what we're doing, and you just don't. Now, I'm not saying if something happens and you are no longer able to fulfill what you have in your contract, because those things happen. So perhaps there should be a clause for that. If for some reason I am unable to fulfill all of the terms of this agreement, then such and such and such and such should occur. We don't do any of that. We don't make provisions We just look at, you didn't do this, I'm out. We don't make full provisions. We're not handling our relationships correctly. We're not handling our marriages, be they by their law or spiritual law, correctly. We're not doing this thing right. This is why we keep breaking up our homes. This is why we're not really unified as a people. This is why we don't have the mother and the father in the household, because we're not doing correctly. We got to do things differently, people. We got to understand, understand, and understand, first of all, what it is we think we getting into, what it is that we're actually saying we want. Do you really want that? Do you understand what this means? Do you really know? If you're telling me you want to be with me for the rest of your life, you saying till death do us part, that don't mean till I kill you or till you kill me. That means until we just happen to die, not because we did something to one another. The end of the contract term was till death do us part. That is the term. That's the length of this contract. Anything that occurs or ends after or before, anything that occurs before the end of this contract means the contract has been breached. It's broken. It's no longer an active contract. We break these contracts like eggs, like it ain't nothing, all the time. I'm out. We don't work on them. We don't understand the language of the contract. We don't understand the terms of the contract, or we're not even ready, willing, or able to fulfill the terms of the contract. But we want to get into it because we realize that if we do get into this contract, once we do sign on the line, that there are certain give me the word, benefits that come along with being in this contract. There's certain benefits. You get to say, this is my husband. You get to say, this is my wife. You get to exchange certain energies that perhaps you weren't able or agreed to not exchange prior to the consummation of your relationship. Certain things happen, right? There are certain benefits that occur when you are in this marriage. But not everybody is ready, willing, or able to uphold the contract. Everybody can't be in a marriage. It's not meant for everybody, especially if you still have the mindset of the sole proprietor, like we talked about. If you still operate like you by yourself and you're in a partnership, this ain't finna happen. This is not going to happen correctly, right? You cannot be in a partnership and still operate like it's just you. This is a problem. There's a problem here. Again, if you want to call in and discuss this with me, feel free. 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. I see everybody that has come in. I will address you shortly. I thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate you. If you have something you would like to add, please do so, because you know I don't like to talk to myself. But I appreciate you all for being here. And I know when you're not saying something that you're listening. So I also keep that in mind. So for those of you who are just joining me, tonight's conversation is dealing with marriage and the lack thereof, particularly in the Black community. And we're discussing what marriage is anyway, okay? What we've been told marriage is and what it actually is. There are certain, I'll say religious organizations, certain religions and let me do that way, cultures that do not go to court, period. Okay, we're not going to court. We're not asking nobody for permission for us to say we do. We're not asking for permission for us to join together and build this family, build this nation. We're not asking for permission. We're going to do this because this is what we're going to do, period. And I ain't mad at that. What you got going on? Okay, I'll have to read that up later. But yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Like I said, having been married twice, once by legal law, and the other by spiritual law. Um, there are a lot of things that go. A lot of things happen in both. Okay, you say you're not qualified. That's all right. I'm qualified twice. Okay, on both ends, I'm qualified. So there are a lot of things that happen on both ends, and all I'm saying is, before you say I do, think about what your do's are. Think about what you can't do or what you shouldn't do. Think about all those things. You have to be ready for this. We get into relationships and it's for selfish reasons. Like a lot of people that are even just together for hundreds of years, of course, that's an exaggeration, are in it for the wrong reasons. They just there. There's no feeling, there's no equal exchange of energy, there's no nothing. They're just in it. Why? Get out. I get look here. I'm sweating to death. I'm sweating to death. But anyway, and I can't read a doggone thing without my glasses, so y'all gonna have to forgive me. But I digress. We just need to know what it is that we're doing before we start doing it. Okay. There are so many of us that are refusing to be in um, marriages, and I'll say by law. And I can't really say that I'm mad about it if they have an understanding as to why they're really not doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing it just because you don't want to get caught up in the tax bracket, or just because you don't want nobody finding out, you know, consider some things. But the marriage itself doesn't have anything to do, the union itself doesn't have anything to do with the filing of paperwork. Okay, it has nothing to do with going to ask permission on whether y'all can love each other or not, whether you can do for one another or not, whether you can support one another, whether you can have children together. What it has nothing to do with that. You said, how important is sex in a marriage? That's between y'all. Okay, for me, I must have it, and period. And we ain't got to talk about it no more. But it's between the people that are getting married, you know, the people that are together. Because what if you have two people who physically are unable to do it? It means nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to the people that are involved. Robin said, I've been invited to polyamorous. Oh, okay, a few times, wasn't ready, but I don't judge. I hear you. So for those of you who are not familiar with polyamory, that is when a woman has multiple husbands. Yeah. I don't know any people, I don't know any women that are in that type of relationship. I do know a couple men that have multiple wives, and that works for them. Okay. I can't knock any of it. If you are in a position where you can support more than one person equally, and you all have a set goal on what it is you're doing, y'all trying to build nations or whatnot, handle your business. Do what you do. Do what you do. Okay. People get into different types of relationships because that's what works for them. I'm not for or against any of it. If it works for you, it works for you. All I'm saying is we need to get into relationships and make them work for us. Stop getting out of them. Stop finding the dumbest reasons to get divorced. I'm gonna tell you something, and y'all think I'm kidding because it sounds so stupid. Someone that I know is a friend of somebody that I know. Okay. They were, I think they were legally married maybe 3 years or so. They were kind of young at the time. They were married maybe 3 years. They had their ups and downs, like most people. You know, they argue about dumb stuff. I guess the final straw was that the husband had eaten all of her chicken nuggets, and she filed for divorce. And I'm not even kidding. The 3 years they were together, through all of their ups and downs, the wife filed for divorce because the husband ate all of her chicken nuggets. I'm going to let that marinate. Y'all laugh because I know you're doing it. Laughing, shaking your head, can't believe it. Or you know somebody. Y'all might know them. This is what I'm saying. Some folks just ain't ready. I wish I was lying. I'm so not. She filed divorce because he ate her chicken nuggets. I wish I was lying. So they're no longer married because the nuggets split them apart. Thank you, dear. Yes, I did. Thank you. The nuggets has ended their relationship. The nuggets. Uh, he probably should have got 11 without, he got 10 piece and she didn't get none of the 10, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, ridiculousness. But that's what I'm saying. This type of stuff all the time. So it's stupid. So when we are deciding that we're going to be in a union with one another, we need to understand what that union is. We need to understand what the purpose is. What are we doing together? What is the point of us being together? Whether you decide to do it on paper or not, what is the point of us doing this? We have a caller. Let's see who this is. Thank you for calling in Melanated Monday. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Keisha.
Hey, Keisha. How you doing, loved one?
I'm doing good.
Good. Good to hear from you. What you got to say?
I'm calling in because I was just talking to somebody. They called my opinion, asking me, should they break up with a person because the person stopped working out with them?
Wow.
And that's why they married the person, because they was a person that goes and work out with them. And like you said, how can you stop stuff? Like you said you were going to be doing it, and that's why they married you. And now the person stopped, so they talking about getting a divorce.
See, both of them stupid. Well, let me take that back. But both of those reasons are stupid. I'll put it like that. So here's the thing. Now, based on what I said, as far as what you're bringing to this relationship, what's in your contract, what are you agreeing to do, right? Based on that, there's room for argument. It's room for argument, and that's it. You said, or I met you on the basis of you doing this, right? She met him on the basis of him working out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He works out. He wanted the woman that works out all day, do stuff, and the person is a buff, a health buff. The gentleman is.
Okay.
So that's the kind of woman he wanted.
And when he met her, she was doing that, or she was
all
not?
That.
Oh,
she was in the gym. They went to the gym together.
Okay. And she stopped going.
Right.
Okay. So here's the thing. Based on that, there was an agreement. He met her a certain way. She was doing a certain kind of thing, just based off the information that you're giving me, nothing else. Okay. Because everything else, I'm going to have to make it up myself. But just based off that, there's room for argument. Because if she agreed this is what she was going to be doing, this is how he met her, this is how she said hello to him, this is what he knows her to be about, this is who she is when he met her. If she just stopped doing that, without an explanation as to why, and there was an understanding that this was going to continue, then there was a breach in their agreement. Okay. Now, is it a reason to be divorced? No. It's a reason to have a conversation.
He talking about getting a divorce.
That's a little extreme. That's extreme for that.
He told her all she had to do is ride. He got her a bike, a treadmill. He said all you have to do is 15 minutes a day.
How big is she?
She's not even big. That's the funny part, but he don't like a person that's any kind of size. He like them small and slim. And she did gain some weight, but she ain't big to me.
Did she gain weight for a pregnancy or illness or anything?
No, gain weight for sitting around.
Okay, so here we go. Here come the boxing gloves. What happens? And women don't do it to men, but men do it to women all the time. When we get married, let's just say we marry somebody, and when we marry them or we get in a relationship with them, they look a certain way. They're eye-catching, they're eye candy, they find whatever to us, right? We stick with them. We watch them blow up. We watch them get ginormous, fat, sloppy, all this. We watch it. We even help them get fat and sloppy because we feed them the fat and sloppy stuff, right? Right. All of that. We do that. We stick with them. That we're comfortable no matter what. Men, on the other hand, because they are drawn to what they see, they're attracted to them, is a breach in their contract. Because there was an agreement that she was going to keep herself up a certain kind of way. Some men do have a problem with that. And she just laying around doing it. Okay, yeah, that's a problem.
She don't work.
Huh?
That's the thing. She don't work.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you ain't working, then the least you could do is work out. Something's got to happen.
That's what he was saying. I said, I don't know. I can't say nothing.
I won't say necessarily the divorce.
About this today. This is the funny part. You having this conversation. Just talked about this today.
Okay.
You got this on live.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely means for a conversation. Something needs to be discussed with her because perhaps her weight gain and her doing absolutely nothing is because she's somewhere else emotionally that's not healthy. She could be depressed. Something could be going on with her that he doesn't know. And he's solely going off of what he sees. So that conversation needs to be had. But just based off of the information provided, there was a breach. You said, you promised that you were going to be keeping up your body. You promised to maintain your health. And see, that's another thing too, if you look at it that way. We don't.
That's how he looks at it.
Yeah, because you don't consider the fact that if you let yourself go, and that means I'm responsible for your health, right? If you just sit around and gain 9,000 pounds and you ain't doing nothing, that's going to put an extra burden on me because I got to do extra to take care of you. And I understand that through sickness and health, I get that. But you can't be contributing to your death.
Your sickness, huh?
You know what I'm saying? You can't contribute to your death. If you're deliberately doing absolutely nothing to try to survive, then you are contributing to your death, which is putting an unfair burden on the person that you're leaving to take care of you because you've decided to be selfish and do nothing. That's not fair.
Okay.
That part, that's not fair.
I didn't know what to say. I just told them. Because she do everything else. She keep the house and do everything else. But he was like, I just asked her to work out. I know she's good at this and this, but I'm just asking her to work out. I was like, is she keeping the house and stuff? This how I feel. She keeping the house.
Tell her to vacuum and squat at the same time, child. I mean, it's always a way. You know what I'm saying? You can do something. You know what I'm saying? You can wash dishes and do squats. You can do leg lunges and vacuum, whatever. Wax on, wax off while you're dusting. It's a way to do something all the time. You can do, you know what I'm saying? You can do calf curls. All you got to do is get up on your toes 100 times. Something. You know what I'm saying? So there's not a reason that she can't do something. But
that's how I think he feels.
Right. But he still needs to have a conversation with her.
He said last year he had a conversation. She started back, then she stopped again. It's like he tired of asking her.
What he needs to ask her is what's going on with you.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
What's happening with you? What are you thinking? Are you depressed? Because for a woman to let herself just go, if she's doing absolutely nothing, is not because she's comfortable with just being married. Something else is going on in her mind. There's a form of depression. I've been there, done that. When I married my husband, my second husband, My first husband. Look, which one was it? My first husband. Which one? When I got married, I was 146 pounds. Over the course of our marriage, I blew up to 200. He watched me blow up to 200 pounds. I was mad as hell. Bruh, you watched me get to 200 pounds and you said nothing. Okay. I wasn't doing my hair. I was wearing big clothes and just jogging suits or whatever. I was a hot mess. I got mistaken for a boy. Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay. I got mistaken for a man, honey.
So you were just wearing heavy baggy clothes?
Yes. I had grown my hair out to an afro. I wasn't wearing no makeup. I wasn't doing nothing. I was still taking care of the household, but I was depressed.
So that might be what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. Something is happening with her, and he needs to find that out and not just keep telling her, you need to get in the gym. I'm going to divorce you. I'm going to leave you. You need to blah, blah, blah. He don't need to do that because
might be contributing to the depression.
Absolutely. And then see, at this point, if he doesn't have conversation with her and get an understanding as to what is going on, then that's the part, because the cheat has occurred, that's the part that will lead to the infidelity.
Yeah.
So conversations need to be had. Tell them they can call me for counseling.
That's what he was saying. He don't want to be. That's exactly what he was saying. He don't want to do that. He was like, I'd rather just be single. He said, this is his third marriage. He said, maybe I'm just better off being single.
Okay, so that's a thought too, because every marriage that he was in it. So he could be the contributing factor as to why these women are no longer with him. You understand what I'm saying? Or why they depressed and whatever. It could be him. You've been married 3 times, bruh. That means in every one of those relationships that have failed, you have been in it. So you need to look at you. What is your contributing part to this?
That's true.
Something's happening. It ain't just her. It's not just that she's gaining weight. Huh?
He said if he leave this one, he ain't going no more.
Okay. I hear you. Tell them they need to call me.
Yeah, because it's funny. We had this conversation and you speaking on it.
Yeah, tell them to call me. I sure enough do the counseling. I sure will. I'll even discount it first time. I discount.
Well, I think she needs to call you because you've been through it, and it might be something. Because it sounded similar, like you said, you was depressed, and depression do make you gain. You can either lose.
I ate
one way
everything.
Or the other.
Girl, look here.
Gain or get skinny.
If I didn't have to catch it, I was gonna cook it. Okay, it didn't matter. I was eating everything as long as I didn't have to catch it myself. It was getting ate. Okay, and that's just real talk.
You ain't have to catch it.
Right.
Because you weren't gonna run after.
I couldn't. I was 200 pounds. Okay. I couldn't run after it. Forget that. So yeah, have them call me, girl.
I will. I'll give your number.
Please do.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna let you get back to your conversation. It was just great that you did speak on this. This is good time.
Good.
So go ahead and finish telling us what to do.
Yes, ma'am. All
right.
Okay, love. Bye. All right, so if anybody else wants to call, because we're going to wrap this up in a minute, I will read, let me read your comments. D. May says, role playing helps the marriage. It keeps it steamy. It does indeed. It says, some guys like when you gain weight, they don't have to worry about other men looking at, see, and that's the messed up part, because some men like big women. So that can easily backfire. But yeah, a lot of times that is what happens when a man is insecure with how fine his woman is. Then he feels a whole friend, and it was a friend, a female. I think there was a little bit of jealousy there. You know, I always got attention or whatever. And she did not. And when I started gaining weight, she was happy. You know, she would make little fat jokes. I'm like, hold up, no, I'm still fine. Don't kid yourself. You know, she make little fat jokes. You look so cute, little clumps out. All right. But as soon as that weight started dropping off again, Yeah, it was an issue. We weren't really talking too much. So that'll be in any type of relationship. There can be some jealousy based on your weight, but nonetheless, people's possibility relationship counselor. Okay, because I'm gonna hold you accountable. I do not pick honestly. I will encourage you, if you have not already gotten a copy of my book, The Business of Marriage, F Your Feelings, the truth about every relationship. Go to Amazon and get that. Amazon Kindle. I think it's only $10. Okay. Amazon Kindle. That's the only way you can get it now. I don't have any more physical copies. I sold out and haven't had any more printed. So The Business of Marriage is available on Kindle. You can look it up under my name, Kimberly McCants. You'll find it. Okay. Make sure you get that. Brother Muhammad says BBW are in, let me see, are in I don't know about that, no more about wait. Some words are missing there, bro. Let me see. Are in. I don't know. Oh, okay. He's saying, okay, BBWs are in. That you don't know about that. No more about wait. No more. I'm not sure. Either some words are missing, I think, and I'm not putting it together correctly. So help me out, bruh. Help me out. But nonetheless, do that. If you or someone you know is interested in getting counseling, be it for yourselves, family, marital, thinking about marriage, whatever, thinking about divorce, whatever, you can call me tomorrow. 770-906-5271. Make sure you leave a message, or you can go to my website, which is My Wellness, MYOMY wellness.com. It will show you that that it's closed, and it's only closed for massage right now. Okay, I'm still doing everything else. It's open. I'm still doing a counseling, still doing sound vibration. Just now that's on hold. So if you're interested, check it out. MyOMyWellness.com, MYOMY wellness. Have weight are getting attention as much as small women. My bad. Okay, I got you. Absolutely. Absolutely. The only problem that I have is that the weight that they're getting, they have. If you all have any more questions, comments, or concerns, let me go back. I know there's some comments that I missed. I will do that. Let's see. Yes, I made it home safely. Thank you. Let's see. Got a number to you. Okay, there's something else there. All right. I think I got all of the comments. Yeah, got all the comments. All the comments. So if there are none others, then and I will tell you why I am not. The agreement that we had was that there was going to be, we had an agreement that we were having studies daily. This at the time was biblical studies, historical studies, whatever. It was studies daily. There was to be emotional support and spiritual support and just period, all of that. And it was not happening. We sought counseling. I sought counseling for us numerous times. He was shown that he was in error each time, and each time he did not correct it. So neglect. Yeah, you didn't keep your word. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. So I'm out. Thanks. So yeah, that was that. So yeah, I appreciate you all so much for being here with me, joining me. Also, please keep in mind, starting next week, I believe next Monday, we will start at 8 o'clock. Yes, we will start at 8 o'clock. Melanated Monday will move to 8 o'clock beginning next week. I'm going to try to make that, put a post up on my page and in different groups, whatever, to remind you that beginning next Monday, it will begin at 8 o'clock opposed to 9. Okay, you all used to be here 9. Be here at 8 o'clock. I did my part to the fullest. You hear me? Twice, as a matter of fact, because I left him and then went back, and he still was doing the same old shenanigans. So peace out to him. Deuces twice on that. So yeah. But yeah, so make sure that you are here with me next Monday at 8 o'clock here. And I will also be broadcasting from Blog Talk Radio. Okay, so keep your ears open for that. That's why we are moving to 8 o'clock. So next week we will be here, but I will also be live on Blog Talk Radio at 8 o'clock. Most times willing, technical difficulties tend to happen a lot. And then depending on my content, technical difficulties tend to happen a lot. So nonetheless, let's see, Americans has the highest devoted tastes. I'm not sure what you meant by that, D Mays. The highest devoted tastes. That's probably not what you wanted to say. Okay, thank you. The highest divorce rates. Correct. Absolutely. Because we're doing things incorrectly. That's why. We're not doing them the way that they are naturally made to be done. That's why. So I got you. I agree. Okay, loved ones. Again, remember, we will be here at 8 o'clock next week. If you all wish to have counseling for yourself or know someone who needs it, because I know you do, have them call me or go to my website, myomywellness.com. MYOMY wellness.com. All right, loved ones, y'all know what it is. I love you on purpose with purpose. And until I see you again, peace.